So from today onwards we will start our study on Boolean algebra. Basically, this algebra was first proposed by, and it is based on his own name, George Boole. He proposed a paper in 1854, and the title of that paper was The Laws of Thoughts, and this was the thoughts of mathematics. Laws of thoughts. A paper was proposed by J.W. Boole, George Boole in 1854, and we people are availing the digital devices based on that law, which was proposed about, I think, 165 to 166 years ago from this time. We are living in 2020, and 2020 is going to finish, and we should thank God that we are finishing 2020 in a better health condition. So this law was proposed 166 years ago. So we should thank this visionary person who proposed a law on which the devices based on which we are availing this time. We have laptops, we have mobiles, we have everything digital in this era. So, but after after about, I think, 80 years after the publication of this paper, Shannon was the scientist who first experimentally verified his laws. In 1938, Shannon was the scientist who first experimentally verified the law of Boolean algebra. So you can simply look the delay involved in the scientific processes. So let us see what these laws of Boolean algebra are and where they are applicable in our study. So before going in very detail, we will see what are the variables. We will see these terms, variable. So a variable is a symbol which is used to represent logical quantity. Maybe this variable can be represented by A, B, C, D, whatever. These are the symbols which is used to represent logical quantities, and these logical quantities can take on value from this set of 0 and 1. This means this A can take value either 0 or 1. If I say complement of A, then whatever is the current value of A, the opposite or complemented value will be given to this A bar. If A is 1, 0 is applied to this. If this is 0, 1 is applied to this. This is called complement of this. Okay. So first we will see Boolean addition. Boolean addition. What this Boolean addition says, suppose we have a adder, a 2-input adder, and we are applying 0 and 0 at the input of this. This is a Boolean adder. It produces 0 at the output. If we apply 0 and 1 at the input of this, it produces 1 at the output. If we apply 1 and 0 at the input, it produces 1 at the output. and if we apply 1 and 1 at the input of this, it produces 1 at the output. This means 0 added in Boolean algebra, added with 0, it is 0, 0 added with 1, it is 1, 1 added with 0, it is 1, and 1 added with 1, it is 1 in Boolean algebra. But in binary arithmetic, it is different, right? 1 added with 1 in binary, it will result into 1 0. So this is the difference between binary algebra and Boolean algebra. Now if you look at the Boolean multiplication, is it visible? Boolean multiplication. So multiplication is simply given by this symbol and the operator is dot. We have 2 input points, or may have more than 2 input points, but just for the simplicity we are taking only 2 input points. So these input can take value 0 and 0, output will be 0. If it is 0, this is 1, output is still 0. If it is 1, it is 0, output is still 0. And if suppose this is 1 and this is 1, the output is 1. So what we can say that 0 ended with 0, result is 0, 0 ended with 1, result is 1, 1 ended with 0, result is 0, and 1 ended with 1, result is 1. So this is called Boolean multiplication. This is Boolean multiplication. Now we will see some of the laws and rules of Boolean algebra. So these laws and rules are very essential while simplification of Boolean expression. You will very often use these laws. So laws and rules of Boolean algebra. The basic laws of Boolean algebra are commutative law, associative law, and distributive law. So we will see them one by one. Commutative law. What this law says, and we will see whether it is applied on both operator, means plus operator and dot operator, and in which way. So the commutative law of addition, says that A plus B equal to B plus A. You are very much familiar with this law. This means in which order you are going to do Boolean addition, this is immaterial. If you add A with B, the result is suppose X, and if you add B with A, the result will be same X. Okay. So this is the law of addition says. Now law of commutative law of multiplication. Commutative law of multiplication, simply A dot B equals to B dot A. Right? No need of explanation, I think. One more thing you should always remember, that Boolean algebra holds the law of duality. Law of duality means, suppose we have an expression like this, A plus B equals to something B plus A, that we have studied over here. If we change plus operator by dot operator and keep the variables as it is, the things will hold good, right? Now you see a plus 1 is a high, is what? A plus 1 means, suppose we are going to add a variable a into a high through a Boolean adder, the result will be 1, meaning thereby this a can take value either 0 or 1. If it takes value 0, in this situation it will be 1. If it takes value 1, in this situation also it will be 1. So a plus 1 equals to 1. Now what duality says, that a dot, and at the place of 1 we will put 0. When we will form dual of an expression, this is an expression, and if we wish to form dual of expression, we replace 1 by 0. A dot 0 is equal to 0. So if an expression is correct, its a dual will also be correct. If an expression holds good, its a dual will also holds good. This means what this dual says, that if we AND a variable a with 0, the result is always 0. Why? Because this a can take value either 0 or 1. If it takes value 0, it will be 0. If it takes value 1, it is, in that situation also it is 0, right? So if an expression is known to you, you can form dual of that expression, and it is very useful while simplifying Boolean functions, right? This seems very simple, but this is very useful while simplifying Boolean functions. Got this point or not? Now associative law. Associative law or law of association, and the associative law of addition. Associative law of addition says that a plus b plus c equals to a plus b plus c. This is the associative law of addition. And what this law says, that in this expression you first add b and c this way. Suppose if you add b and c, and then you add the final expression which is obtained from the addition of b and c into a, this will be a plus b plus c. This is equivalent to, if you add a and b, a plus b, and if you add the output of this a plus b into c, right, they both will be same. This is what the law of association says. Now you can form the dual of this. What duality says, that you replace every plus by dot and every 1 by 0 or 0 by 1. Okay. So a dot b dot c equals to, here only plus are involved, so a dot b dot c, and this forms the law of association for multiplication, right? So this is the associative law of multiplication. Means the order of multiplication and the order of addition, they are immaterial. You can add in any order, you can multiply in any order, result will be same. right? Now distributive law. Distributive law. You may have studied this distributive law many times. This distributive law says that this A dot B plus C, this is very simple, meaning thereby this dot operator is distributed over this plus operator. Dot operator is distributed over plus operator. This means this will be A dot B plus A dot C. This law holds good in any algebra that you have studied so far. Now in Boolean algebra, what we have, A plus B dot C, this plus operator is also distributive over dot operator. This means this is equal to A plus B dot A plus C. This means in Boolean algebra, dot operator is distributive over plus operator. It is okay, but this plus operator is also distributive over this dot operator. This is special about this Boolean algebra, right? Now we will study some rules of Boolean algebra. These were some laws. Now we will study some rules, and these rules will be laws and rules. They will be helpful while solving any Boolean expression. Rules of Boolean algebra. Okay, these rules are very simple. A plus 0 equals to, you can very easily evaluate, this is equal to A. This A can take value either 0 or 1. So if it takes value 0, the result will be 0. If it takes value 1, the result will be 1. So simply we can say that A plus 0 equals to A. What about dual of this? What about dual of this? A dot 1. A dot 1 equals to A. This also holds good. This is also a rule. A dot 1 equals to A. This A can take value either 0 or 1. So if it takes value 0, it is 0. If it takes value 1, this is 1. Okay. Now A plus 1 equals to 1. What about dual of this? A dot 0. To form dual, what you have to do? Dual means the other side of the coin. The other side of the coin. Coins have two sides, na? So you have to look the other side of the coin also, and you have to read what is there at the other side, and that also holds good. So A dot 0 equals to 0. This also holds good, right? This is the dual of this. A plus A equals to A. A plus A equals to A, not 2A. This is not a normal algebra. A plus A equals to A. In normal algebra, you will say that A dot A equals to A square. But here you will say that A dot A equals to A. And dual of this? Dual of this? A dot A equals to A, not A square. Many people write in their answer sheet that this is A square, and A plus A equals to 2A. They don't know the emotion of Boolean algebra. Now A complement and further complement means double complementation of A. You pass A through an inverter, this will become A bar, and once again you pass this A bar through an inverter, so you will obtain A. So A double complement is A, right. Well, A plus A bar equals to A plus A bar, where A can take value either 0 or 1. So if it has taken value 0, it will be 1. If it has taken value 1, it will be 0. In every situation the output will be 1, right. So if you suppose apply this kind of circuitry, say and here you are going a single input A, right, the output is bound to become 1. Later on we will see many applications where the output should be always 1. Whatever is the condition of input, output should be 1. So this way you can obtain, okay. A is either 0 or 1, output is guaranteed 1. Output will be guaranteed 1. So what about the dual of this? A dot A bar, variable will not change, rather literals will not change, equals to 0. Dual, in dual we put 0. A dot A bar equals to 0. So if we have to obtain guaranteed 0 and input variable is given to you, A is given to you, what kind of circuitry you will apply? Simply you will apply this circuitry. Input is given to you and you are asked to obtain guaranteed 0 at the output. This is the circuitry. This way you can obtain guaranteed 0 at the output, right. Input is given to you. You are free to apply either 0 or 1, but you have to obtain 1 at the output. This is the circuit, right. So these applications, these small applications you will perform in your laboratory. Now A plus AB, A plus AB equals to what? This is very simple, you can simplify this. A 1 plus B, this means this is equal to A itself, right. Now suppose we have expression A plus A bar B. The rule says that this is equal to A plus B. This A bar is meaningless, this is redundant, right. So if we have to prove this, what is the way to prove it? At the place of A you can write down this expression. This will be equal to A plus AB rather this is A bar B, na? A bar B, okay. And this you can write down AA plus AB plus A bar B. These are simple mathematical manipulations. AA plus AB plus AA bar plus A bar B. There is no harm in inserting this expression because this will add 0 and adding 0 will not alter anything in the final expression. So simply if you take A common from this expression, A, this will be A plus B, and A bar, this will be A plus B. Okay, so this will be A plus A bar, and this will be A plus B. Okay, this will be 1, and final expression which we are left with is A plus B. So A plus A bar B equals to A plus B. Okay, suppose if somebody says that CD plus CD complement plus A E D, this expression is given to you in your examination or competition. So what answer you will opt? CD plus AED, without looking into anything. You need not to expand this expression, and you need not to look anything. Simply by from this law you can write down the final output. These type of tricky questions are asked in your competitions. Okay, where you need to directly apply the law itself or rule itself. Now we will see this plus operator which was distributed over dot operator, and it formed the expression A plus B and A plus C. We will prove it in opposite direction. We will start from here and we will terminate over here. Okay, so let us start from here. A plus B, A plus C. So this will be equal to AA plus AC plus AB plus BC. Okay, take A common. AA means a single A means 1 plus C, and plus you take B common, A plus C. Okay, rather you don't leave it like this, you put it A plus B plus B plus C. This will be 1 and this will be A plus AB plus BC. Okay, it is like this. यहाँ पे आप कॉमन मत लीजिए. हाँ, दिस इज टेक ए फर्दर ए कॉमन, 1 प्लस बी प्लस बी सी, दिस विल बी 1 and you are left with 1 plus BC. This means A plus BC equals to this. What does it says? What is the meaning of this? That this plus operator is distributed over dot operator. Okay. Now to support this Boolean algebra, De Morgan evolved two theorems which is known as De Morgan's theorem. De Morgan's theorem. This De Morgan's theorem form a support while simplifying Boolean expression. So what kind of support? What this De Morgan's theorem says, suppose we have NAND gate. We have two input NAND gate where inputs are A and B and output is Y. So you see what will be the output in this situation. If this is 0 0, the output is 1. If this is 0 1, the output is 1. If it is 1 0, output is 1, and if it is 1 1, the output is 0. Okay, this is the input output behavior of NAND gate, especially two input NAND gate. Now if you think of a logical circuit which has suppose two inverters applied at the input like this, and the output of these inverters are fed to the OR gate, and this is the logical symbol of this logical circuit. And if we apply the same input to this circuitry, same AB combination to this circuitry, and we observe what is output over here, output at this circuitry, say this is something X, this output is called X, not Y. So if A is 0, B is 0, here 1, here 1, the output is 1, the output is 1, this X is 1, okay. And if here A is 0, B is 1, the output is 1. If A is 1, B is 0, the output is still 1. And if A is 1 and B is 1, they both are 0 and the output is 0. So what you are looking, what you are observing, that X and Y, they are same. X and Y, they are same. This means this NAND gate is equivalent to this inverted OR gate. This NAND gate is equivalent to inverted OR gate. So going in the same way, suppose if you have a NOR gate, that was the situation with NAND gate. Suppose we take a NOR gate, two input NOR gate, and the input variables are A and B, output is called Y. So with the different combination of A and B, what will be the Y? If A and B both are 0 0, OR will be 0, but NOR will be 1, 0 0, which is not OR, complement of OR is NOR. So this will be 1. If this is 0, this is 1, OR will result into 1, but NOR will result into 0. 0 1 is 0, 1 0 is 0, and 1 1 is 0. You see, notice it for whole of your digital life, that if we apply 0 at one of the input of NAND gate, whatever we apply at other input, 0 or 1, it is not a matter, output will be 1. Okay. If we apply 0 at one of the input of NAND gate, output is bound to become 1. Output is guaranteed to become 1. Okay. And if you simply expand this situation with many input NAND gate, suppose we have n input NAND gate, we have not only 2 input NAND gate, we have n input NAND gate. So if we apply 0 at any one of the input of this many input NAND gate, output is guaranteed to become 1. We apply anything on any input, output is guaranteed to become 1. So 1 0 is sufficient to make output 1 in NAND gate, and this is very useful conclusion or very useful behavior of NAND gate. Okay. And if you define the NOR gate in the same way, if one of the input of NOR gate, suppose you have many input NOR gate, and if one of the input of NOR gate is 1, so whatever we apply at other input, the output is guaranteed to become 0. This behavior of NOR gate and NAND gate is very much useful while analyzing flip-flop. when you will study flip-flop or latches, this property of NOR gate and NAND gate will become useful in deciding final output of latches. I will once again recall this thing when we will deal that latches. Now you see, suppose if we apply the same input A and B to this network, A, B to this network, and we say that the output is X. So A, B, 0, 0 is 1, 1, the output is 1. So this X is also 1. If this is 0, this is 1. So one of the output will become, this will become 0 and this will become 1. This will become 0. 1, 0, it is 0, 0, 0. This means X and Y both are same. So what conclusion we are going to draw? That if A plus B, we obtain complement of A plus B, which we are obtaining through this circuit, is equivalent to the complemented AND of A and B. Right? If we obtain complement of this addition, Boolean addition of A and B, here we are obtaining final complement of addition. This is equivalent to complemented multiplication. And in earlier case, in NAND case, it was complement of ANDed version of inputs is equivalent to OR of complemented version of input. So this is called first De Morgan's theorem, and that one is called second De Morgan's theorem. Okay. So just to generalize this concept, if suppose we say that we complement A1, A2, A3 this way up to AN, an input NAND gate, an input NAND gate. So what will be equivalent of this? A1, complement of A1 plus complement of A2 plus complement of A3, and ending this way complement of AN. This is De Morgan's first theorem. And what about De Morgan's second theorem? A1 plus A2 plus A3. We add on all the variables up to AN and we get complement of this, means NOR behavior of this. So what will be equivalent of this? A1 complement of A1 dot complement of A2 dot complement of A3 this way. Okay. So these Boolean law, rules and De Morgan's theorem, these three things we will use in our next lecture to simplify Boolean expression. Okay. We will simplify some Boolean expression in our next lecture, and we will see what is sum of product expression, SOP expression, and what is POS expression, product of sum expression, product of sum expression. So I recommend you to go through these things and come into my next class. Okay, thank you.